Okay, you should be able to hear me. I am hoping. Looking for my directions here on how I can make sure I'm on the right microphone this time. Hopefully you can hear me. There shouldn't be any reason why you can't this time, and I apologize for last time. I did not have myself set to the correct microphone, but it looks like I am connected. Let's see. To the correct one now. And yep, I think we're good. All right, well, it is 10:01 a.m. and good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me. This is our monthly virtual, see if I can make myself bigger. Oh, there we go. This is our monthly virtual computer class. And today we're going to be talking about everything Google. So I have some handy little sheets here that I'm going to kind of be going through. Um, and at any point, if you have any questions, you would be able to ask them in the chat. So you're going to ask your questions here. Hopefully you can see that. If not, you're going to want to make sure to go up to where your chat is and make sure you can see it over on the side of the screen. That way, if you have questions about anything that we're going to talk about today, then you can put those right there and I will get those answered for you. So today we're going to be talking about everything Google. That's what our thing is called. It's called Just Google It. I'm sorry, my hair is falling apart here. Um, trying to keep it back. So we're going to be talking about everything Google. This is a recorded class, so therefore I will be uploading this to our YouTube channel later. That way people can see this at their leisure. So when we talk about just Googling it, that's literally what we're talking about. Pretty much everything you want to do, you can do on Google. So we're going to be talking about Gmail. We're going to be talking about the Google Calendar. We're going to be talking about Docs, Sheets, Forms, Chrome, YouTube, Google Translate, pretty much anything that involves Google. We are going to be talking briefly about those. So later on, we could elaborate on those if you'd like. You can get with me and we could do one-on-one appointments. So you're able to, hi, Nick. I see you on here. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can, I'm hoping you're going to put a little comment in there. I'm going to allow your mic. So if you do want to say something, then you would just need to unmute yourself so you can. So let's get started with how you get to Gmail. So I am going to get on my site real quick, and then I'm going to share my screen so you're able to see what I am seeing. There we go. So you should be able to see this. This is just my website that I've gone to, or my web browser. I have used Google Chrome, and this is my Google search. Now, when I am in this area, I'm actually able to come up to what is called the app drawer or the Google Apps station. And by clicking on that, I can see that I have a lot of different options available to me. Let's just click right on there. And I have, let me get in here. Here we go. I have a lot of different options available to me just because I have a Gmail account. By having a Gmail account, it opens you up to the world of Google. So therefore, anything that you want to do Google-wise, you can most definitely do. So we're not going to be looking at every single item on this list today because there are a lot of them. This is, oops, this is for everyone. And then they do have special categories here for business, people that are in business, and for developers. This would be people that are developing websites or anything along those lines. Okay. Excuse me. I got choked up. I'm all excited about Google. All right, so we are going to start with Chrome. So when you go into the Chrome section of Google and all of their apps and everything there is, it does not come standard on your computer typically. You would have to come into Chrome and you would have to download Chrome. Once you actually download Chrome, oh, sorry. There we go. Once you actually download Chrome, you're going to see it on your desktop. This does not show you my taskbar down here at the bottom, but I have Chrome down there. It is a faster browser. So Chrome is faster than fast. It's engineered for speed and has tools to help you get things done quickly. With automatic updates, you always have the newest versions of Chrome with the latest performance. So let's kind of look and explore some of the features of Chrome. It will keep your password secure for you. Looks like they're looking up dinosaurs, weather in London. So this is just kind of showing you how you can search for different things that you're interested in by being in, oh look, they're even doing math, by just being in Chrome. Making sure that your passwords are safe. You can sync your Chrome accounts across different devices. You can use their dark mode. Being more productive so you can stay with a lot of the tabs that they have available. As more control over your media, you can have separate accounts. There is just a lot that you're going to be able to do in Chrome. This is a safer way to browse. So checking your online security, you can do that in your settings of Chrome. Powerful controls, security you don't have to think about. All across your devices, and here are some more of those links. Get your Chrome anywhere and everywhere. So what's nice about Google is that if you have a Gmail account, that is an account that follows you. It does not follow your device. So you would be able to log into your accounts from anywhere. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. I think I just stopped sharing with you. Here we go. So you would be able to log into those accounts from anywhere. So let's say that you're going to go somewhere and you don't really want to take your laptop. You know they have a computer there. So you could not take your laptop and you could go to where that computer is. And as long as you know your login credentials, then you're going to be able to get in to Chrome, Google, anything Google from anywhere. So that is pretty exciting. Trying to see if there's anyone. All right, let's go down here. This is the official browser for Google, is Chrome. So the difference between a web browser and a search engine, in case you aren't aware, A web browser connects us to the internet. So that would be Google Chrome. Google Chrome would be a web browser. And that is going to get you just connected to the internet. Once you're actually in the internet, then you have what's called a search engine. And that's what this would be considered, is a search engine. All right, let's go back to our product. So that was all about Chrome. Let's take a look at Docs. So you can build your best ideas by using Docs. Now, what's nice about Google Docs is that because, once again, you have, sorry, I'm trying to see if anybody's trying to come in. Once you actually have a Gmail account, you are able to go into Google Docs. You can create documents, and they automatically save. They automatically save. And they are also, they are also, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, they're also compatible with Microsoft Office, which is Microsoft Word, as well as OpenOffice, which is just another document type, Apache OpenOffice. So you would be able to do this. Now, the downfall of the Google products are that you do have to have internet in order to use those. So you would have to have internet to use them. So if you are in an area that does not have internet, then having your documents saved on your Google Drive account or within your Google accounts, it really isn't going to do you much good. So, make sure that wherever you're going, that you have internet if you're wanting to access those. If you know you're going to be somewhere that's not going to have internet, then you want to make sure to get those documents on some type of a flash drive. This is what a flash drive looks like. Just take this out of its packaging. And then you would be able to transfer those documents over to a flash drive. And this flash drive, it's hard to see, but it just plugs right into your USB port. And then you would be able to save those documents, so you'd be able to access them offline. I do believe there is an offline mode as well. So let's take a look at Google Doc, or sorry. Yes, the Google Docs. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to type in Google Docs. I'm going to go to Google Docs. I'm going to get myself logged in using my Google account that I have. And now that I am in Google Docs, I'm actually able to create a blank document. And from here, when I am finished, so this is a test document for the moment. I can actually download that. And when I go to download it, I can download it as a Word document. I could even download it as a PDF. However, a PDF, unless you have an account with Adobe, you would not be able to edit it. So you might even want to continue with, if you don't have Microsoft Word, then you could download OpenOffice and you would be able to do that as well. So you do have a way, and you can also make it available offline. So I can turn my offline mode. So then when I want to save it or anything like that, then I'm able to. Now, what's nice is because I've started a document, if I go back to my document screen, it now has saved that. So even though I didn't really do anything, it automatically saves my items. So from here, I could rename it. I could, right now it's available offline. I can make it where it's available only online. I can remove it. So I am going to remove that because it was just a test document. So yeah, so you have a lot of different things. You have collaboration. You can work across the board with other people using documents. You can have it save it the way that you would like. I keep hitting the right click. They do have this is what you get for the professional free, for your personal, sorry, not professional, but for your personal. So you could go to business standard. That is $12, it looks like per month. That's totally up to you. That's having video conferencing. This is if you're going to be using everything Google. So if you don't plan on using everything Google, then actually purchasing the business standard probably isn't going to benefit you all that much. Oops. Well, it took me out. There we go. Let me get me back down to where I was here. You also have templates in there that you can utilize. And that way, they're already pre-ready for you. So let's take a look at the documents template gallery. So if you're a resume writer, then they have resumes that are templated for you. They have sales, legal items, educational type items as well, lesson plans, things along those lines. So that was everything Google Docs. So we're going to come back in here. We're going to take a look at our Google Drive account now. Now, because I did start that Google document, if I go to my Drive account, oh, I deleted it. That's right. It would save that for me on there. So you can, it does give you protection against malware, spam, and ransomware, and this tells you a little bit about that. You can still collaborate with people using the TeamWorks through the doc sheets and slides. It would just save it all to your Drive. Using Teams, Google searching. Again, for the Drive, this is what you're getting for your personal free account. And then if you wanted more than that, you could. It looks like they have even more plans than that. So if you're just a business starter, then you could do something along those lines. So just different types of options to get you going on elaborating on what you already have for free. All right, so we have talked about Docs, and we've talked about the Drive as well as Google Chrome. Google Earth, if you're not familiar with what Google Earth is, Google Earth allows you to, it's actually brought to you by satellites, and it's kind of showing you, hopefully we can get it to load up here. Here we go. Google Earth is actually pretty cool. This is obviously our Earth. Excuse me. And here's where we are. I can actually go and zoom in to where I am. And I'm kind of in this vicinity. I'm in Indiana. But you kind of get the idea. And I'm just using my mouse to do all this. They have a lot of different options over here on the side that you can work with. You can search. This is your Voyager. Let's see what that is. You can take hikes around the world. This is, I'm feeling lucky. So we could add projects to this, and it's just taking us somewhere simultaneously, and then we would be able to research that. I could go and create a project. I can open projects that I've started that involve Google Earth. I can explore. I mean, there really is a lot I can do with Google Earth as well. I can also see other planets out here in my solar system that are around me here. I'm not sure what that is. I would have to research. Oh, okay. Well, I'm learning all kinds of new stuff with Google Earth. But anyway, that's Google Earth. So you can definitely get in there and take a look at that. We are going to look at Google Forms. I'm going to go to Forms. What Google Forms is good for is if you need feedback for things. So if you are a student of mine, then I have sent you this online assessment form. And the online assessment form lets me know who needs computer help. Yeah. And it also will save any forms that I have in there. And it looks like I have a couple of different ones. And so to create a form, it really is pretty simple. I'm going to start with just a blank form. And then I'm able to put my survey in. I can title my survey, give a description. Here they give me options of how I would like to get my feedback. So Google Forms is free to you because you have a Gmail account. So you can create online forms as easy as creating a document. So I was just showing you that. Send polished surveys. You can analyze. So it's going to give you graphs to tell you where you are with that. Create and respond surveys from anywhere that you'd like. And of course, like all the others, it has a plan. You can get templates. So here is a template gallery for forms. So they have event forms, contact forms, RSVPing, just a blank quiz form, any kind of form like that that you would like. So that is what Google Forms does. Gmail, I'm sure you're very aware of what Gmail is, and we're just kind of going through everything Google today. So we're just Googling everything, just Google it. So if you don't have an account, you'd be able to sign up for an account, creating one or signing in. And you can kind of see, you can really customize your Gmail account to accommodate you. So let me sign into mine and kind of show you. So here I have different kinds of, this is just my main email that comes in. And anything that I might have starred, which would be like a favorite. They also have categories, so I could create categories. They have what's called labels. Labels are folders. So I could create a new label. This is just for organizing. I might want, and I'll just create that. I'm going to manage my labels. Trying to see where it put my label. Oh, here's my label. So what that would do is if I wanted to come in here, I could take some of these classes that I have and I can do that, and I can just grab them and put them in. Or I could come up here and find my move to, and then I could find my folder. So there's a different ways that you can organize your emails in your Gmail system. Oops, there we go. We may have been done with that. Composing an email is just as easy. So if I want to compose, now I just need to either type in somebody's name that I might want to email. So if I want to email myself to my other self, then I can do that. We're just testing our email system, and I can click send. Now, if I want to see if that actually went, I can go to my sent folder and it shows you what has sent. And then I would be able to go to my other account that I sent it to and find it and access it. All right, Google Assistant. So if you have a Google type of assistant, which would be like Google Chrome, a Google Home, they make those little Google Homes, which looks like this. So I would be able to say, hey, Google, and it would come up kind of like our Alexa, or, you know, any of those other little boxes that you have. It's the same thing. It's just brought to you by Google. So it's voice activated. So you can be everywhere your users are. They have different kinds that you could get into. So your Hey Google feature works in your smartphone, speakers, smart displays, and so forth. So that would be where your Google Assistant comes into place. Google Duo, I have just recently gotten with Google Duo. If you're an Android holder, which means your phone is an Android, or your tablet is an Android, then that automatically means that you are a Google product. You are a Google product type person. So in order to have video chatting between you and someone else, you would have to have Google Duo. You can download this from your app store, and you can see here how it works. It's just being able to have video chatting with your loved ones, having fun times with them, private calls. So you would want to get with on Duo in order to make that happen. What else we got on here? We can kind of look at Google Fit. I have not used Google Fit. But by looking at it, it's all about health and fitness. So it's going to keep track of your activities that you're doing. You know, your steps, exercising, things along those lines. So that would be your Google Fit. Google Groups, Google Meet, which would be like a meeting platform, kind of like what we're doing now by using Teams. This would be through Google. Google Photos is where you're going to keep all those photos for yourself. That's where they're housed if you have a Google phone or product. Your Google Play Store, this is where you actually go to get all your apps. So as soon as I click that, it's going to bring me into my Google Play Store, and I'm actually able to start searching for different kinds of apps that I can use, whether that be movies, games, books, whatever you're looking for. Shopping, that's where you're going to find that. Google Play Books, games, same concept. So this is all about books, all about games. Hangouts is a texting type for chatting with people. Let's take a look at Google Maps. Google Maps I use regularly. This is great for traveling purposes in the car. So if you're trying to map yourself from A to B, then you're able to do that. It'll also show you things around your area. So if you're looking for restaurants, bars, coffees, attractions, hotels, whatever you're looking for, you're going to be able to find that in Google Maps in the area that you're actually in. So you can make plans, you can book things ahead, you can follow certain places, so you can make sure that they're a part of your route when you're using the maps. You can navigate the world around you. So not only is this going to map you where you go, but anything future-wise that you're planning on going, it's going to show you all of that as well. You can control all of your own data and how it is conceived. Let's see what this is. So this is why we map the world. So if you wanted to watch that in all of its entirety, you could. So that's all about maps, getting yourself places, knowing where things are around you. It's all very important. Your messages, I'm sure you're very aware of that. If you have a phone service, then you're able to message, or actually, if you just have a Google account, you can message. News, that's just going to bring you the most up-to-date news. Let's take a look at Sheets. Sheets is very similar to Excel, like Excel sheets, which is through Microsoft Office. So you're able to keep data. You can collaborate with other people. This would be good, especially like if you're wanting to keep track of your checkbook or something like that. You would do that in Google Sheets. So we're going to go take a look at Google Sheets. So this looks very similar to Microsoft Excel. A lot of the features on here are going to be very, very similar. However, it is Google and it is not Microsoft. So again, you're gonna, if you want to work with this offline, then you would have to make it offline for yourself and put it somewhere that you'd be able to work on it outside of the internet. However, if you're going to be in internet all the time and it doesn't really matter, then you would be able to use this anytime. And this is just good for formulas and stuff like that. Let's see what else they have to say about it. This can be converted into an Excel file as well. Okay. Google Sites, that would be if you're wanting to create your own website. So you could start with a blank website. So if you're into creating websites, then you could do it for free using Google. Slides is presentation. So you would be able to create a slideshow. And that's what these are, kind of like Microsoft PowerPoint. And you'd be able to convert this into a PowerPoint document as well, or a PowerPoint presentation. So that way, if you wanted to access it through Microsoft, you would be able to do so. So this is just an example of what Google Slides is. Excuse me. So you can make beautiful presentations, present slideshows, connect it to other Google apps, collaborate with other people. So there's a lot you can do with that as well. Google Translate. I love Google Translate. Let's try it out. So if you speak English, excuse me, let me get a drink. if you speak English, you would type in, or you could use voice. Hello, how was your day? And now on this side, I'm done. And now on this side, it is actually translating it into the language that I want it to be. Now, does that, and I can listen. So that's Spanish. As you can see, there is a lot of languages that you could choose through Google Translate. This is really good for travel purposes. So if you're going to a country that you are not familiar with the language, then you could actually, if you're trying to decipher what they're trying to say to you, you could put it in here. And then it would and then you would be able to communicate with them. So while they're talking, you can get their words in there. While you're talking, you can get your words in there, and then you can play it out for each other. So I love Google Translate. It's very simple to use. And you can download that as an app on your Play Store. Mobile, offline, desktop. So you have different options. And they're showing it to you on a mobile device here. So that is Google Translate, which goes great with our Google Travel. So here's our Google Travel. You can create a trip. Where you going, when you going, add your destination. So I think I'm going to use this for our next travels and destinations. We're going to Google our travel and destination. So if we're going to London, sure, we're going to leave today and we'll be back on Monday. I'm going to save that. Oops. So I'm going to save that trip. And then it tells me a weekend in London. And now I've got a ton of different things. I can go into flight prices. Oh yeah, this is amazing. I have never really used this and now I want to, so I'm going to be. But you can, Tower of London, it shows you different sites that you might want to see, other things you can do. Here's a map of my area that I'm going to be traveling in. So this is all Google Travel. So that's pretty exciting. Google Voice. Because you have a Gmail account, you can now have a Google Voice, which is internet-based phone service. So if I'm looking for my area code, I can pick a phone number that might work well for me. Let's see. What is this? Just depends on your location and where you are, of what kind of phone numbers you're going to get. It's detecting me by my location. So I'm just looking at some of these different ones and seeing if any of them I could use. Let's do my actual city. Search by city. Okay, how about Fort Wayne, Indiana? Okay, so now I have Fort Wayne, Indiana phone numbers that I could pick from. I am going to select this one. Enter a number. Inbound calls will be forwarded. Oh, okay. So I could have another phone number if I wanted to. I'm not going to sign up for that, but Google Voice is definitely an option. I'm not sure what Waze is. Oh, okay. It's just another type of mapping system. Of course, you have YouTube. I'm sure all of you are very familiar excuse me, very familiar with YouTube. If you are a part of my channel, then you know all too well about YouTube. And I haven't looked lately to see if we have any new people. Guess I should. Okay. So. All right. Well, today we talked about everything Google. They do have Google Find My Device. So you could add your device to this, your cell phone or tablet, and then if it's lost, you could find that. I don't know what Google Fi is. A phone plan. Okay. So you can actually go with a phone plan as well. So they have a different plans, and you could see what works for you through Google. Google Classroom, that's going to be for those teachers out there. You've got your contacts. This is what keeps all of your people in there. So you're actually able to add them and find them easier when you're trying to email them, text them, call them, what have you. Calendar. I just did a class on the calendar not too long ago. Because you have a Gmail account, you now have access to your calendar. So anytime that you do something, it is going to put it in your calendar for you, assuming that you have linked it. There we go. Assuming that you have linked it in there. Back. So you can actually add those items in. You can sync it from your phone or your device. And which I'm surprised it didn't put my class on here. It actually put it on Teams. Oh, that's because I didn't set up a Google Meet. Hey, let's look at that. So if I set up a Google Meet and I get started, I'm going to do it with my Gmail address. Okay, so it is something that I would have to subscribe to, and I don't want to do that. I could do a 14-day trial, but I don't want to forget, and I'm very forgetful, and it would probably charge me, and I don't want it to do that. But you could come over here and just create an event, a task, so you could put your doctor's appointment in here. I can actually set my dates. Let's say it's on Monday the 11th from 11 to 12, but if I wanted to change that, let's say it's from 1 to 2. I could add it as a Meet video conferencing, but I don't need to, and I'm going to click save. And now you can see my doctor's appointment on the 11th. If I go into the month, there's that doctor's appointment. I'm able to click on that. I can edit it, delete it, email it to someone. Anytime that I see 3 dots or 3 lines, it indicates some kind of a menu for me. So I'm going to click on that, and then I have other options available to myself. All right, you guys. Well, let me stop sharing. There I am. And so I've left the last 15 minutes of class here for us to talk about anything Google that you've seen today that you would like to know more about. If you would rather just email me about those items, there is my email address, and you can do that. I've put the email in the chat. But it is bgaff@ppl.lib.in.us. So if you have a question, you can ask it now. If not, then I'm going to go ahead and end our class session today for our virtual First Friday class. Let me tell you a little bit about things going on in April. since this is an April class. We have some new items going on. We do have spring break next week here. So I've got some robotics sessions, some kids in coding classes for us. The Google, using Google Calendar and Gmail together as a combination. We'll be doing in person here at the library, which will then turn virtual or streamed on our channel later. So you would be able to see that later. We do have on the 16th, we'll be doing that to our Tech Talk live session that we do every month through YouTube. So you would be able to be a part of that. Ba, 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 ba. Tech Talk in person twice this month. We'll be doing virtual escape rooms, a new project animation class for those kids out there, travel destinations, and virtual field trips. So we've got a lot on our plate for April. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm excited about this class as well. So if there's anything else that you need additional help with, please reach out to me. I am here for you. There's no reason to struggle. I can help you in any way that I am able to do so. So, all right, you guys. Well, I don't see any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and end our virtual class today. You always can leave comments for me because this will be on YouTube later and I can get back to you. But the best way to get in contact with me is by emailing me. I've left it in the chat. If you're watching this later and you can't see my chat, then it's bgaff@ppl.lib.in.us. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you later.